Hello everyone, Johnny Thunder, EAS&Weather here with your Day 1 severe weather outlook. We have a slight risk for severe weather today that encompasses East Central Texas, all of Louisiana, all of Mississippi, the southeastern half of Arkansas, all of Alabama, southwestern and far northwestern Georgia, the western half of the Florida Panhandle, far southeastern Missouri, most of Tennessee, all of Kentucky, far southeastern Illinois, southeastern half of Indiana, most of Ohio, pretty much all West Virginia, a little bit of the tail end of southwestern Virginia, northern Virginia, Washington, D.C., most of Maryland, most of Delaware, southwestern New Jersey, and most of Pennsylvania. Cities in today's slate include Houston, Texas, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Indianapolis, Indiana, Columbus, Ohio, and Memphis, Tennessee. And areas in the dark green, the slate, by the way, is in the yellow. Alright? The slate, by the way, is in the yellow. Areas in the dark green are in a marginal risk for severe weather today. The dark green is the marginal, which, by the way, includes my area. So, cities in today's marginal include Austin, Texas, Atlanta, Georgia, Toledo, Ohio, Buffalo, New York, and Fort Wayne, Indiana. Going to today's tornado threat. There are two areas where we have a 5% chance of tornadoes today. Two areas where we have a 5% chance of tornadoes today. One covering East Central Texas, southern Arkansas, most of Louisiana, most of Mississippi, southwestern half of Alabama, and the western part of the Florida Panhandle. Alright? And the other 5% tornado risk area today encompasses the southeastern half of Ohio, northeastern Kentucky, all West Virginia, northern Virginia, the Maryland Panhandle, north central Maryland, and southwestern Pennsylvania. Cities in the 5% tornado risk areas today include Columbus, Ohio, Baltimore, Maryland, New Orleans, Louisiana, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Areas in the dark green are in a 2% chance of tornadoes today. Alright, areas in the dark green are in a 2% tornado risk for today, which, by the way, includes my area. So, cities in the 2% tornado risk area today includes Houston, Texas, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Memphis, Tennessee, Washington, D.C., and Nashville, Tennessee. Now, if you look at the black dashed areas, there are two black dashed areas for today. The black dashed area is the level 1 out of 3 intense tornado scale. Alright, the black dashed areas are where we have the highest potential to see EF1 tornadoes or stronger today. The black dashed areas are the highest potential to see strong tornadoes of EF1 rating or stronger. And could see some EF2s in there, in the black dash, but at least EF1 to black dashed. But I'm not saying the EF1 can't happen outside the black dashed areas. Okay? I'm not saying it can't happen outside the black dashed areas, but the highest potential to go EF1 or higher is in the black dashed areas. Alright? Much of the remainder of the tornado risk areas outside the black dashed area are mainly EF0s. But could be an EF1 in there. I just think the highest potential for EF1 or higher is in the black dashed areas. Cities in the level 1 out of 3 tornado intensity include Houston, Texas, Columbus, Ohio, Memphis, Tennessee, Baltimore, Maryland, and Washington, D.C. Going to the wind for today. There are two areas where we have a 30% chance of damaging wind gusts of 58 miles per hour higher today. The 30% wind risk is in the red areas. One covering northeastern and east central Louisiana, the southern half of Mississippi, southwestern Alabama, and the western part of the Florida Panhandle. Another 30% wind risk today covers east central Indiana, most of Ohio, northeastern Kentucky, the northern half of West Virginia, north central Virginia, Washington, D.C., parts of Maryland, the Maryland Panhandle, and southwest Pennsylvania. The 30% wind risk areas today include Columbus, Ohio, Baltimore, Maryland, Washington, D.C., Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and Cincinnati, Ohio. So the yellow areas The yellow area is where we have a 15% wind risk area today, which encompasses East Central Texas, much of Louisiana, the southeast, most of Arkansas, far southwestern and northern half of Mississippi, parts of most of Alabama, southwestern and far northwestern Georgia, central part of the Florida Panhandle, most of Tennessee, far southeastern Missouri, far southeastern Illinois, parts of Indiana, most of Kentucky, northern Ohio, a little bit of the tail end of southwest Virginia, the southern half of West Virginia, central Virginia, parts of eastern Maryland, most of Delaware, southwestern New Jersey, and parts of Pennsylvania. The 15% wind risk area today includes Houston, Texas, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Indianapolis, Indiana, Memphis, Tennessee, and Nashville, Tennessee. Alright? Areas in the brown are in a 5% chance of damaging wind gusts of 58 miles per hour higher today in the brown. And my area is included, by the way, in the 5% wind risk. Alright? Cities in the 5% wind risk areas today include Jacksonville, Florida, Austin, Texas, and Charlotte, North Carolina. I did not say New York or Boston because they're not listed. Because Boston's not in it. Alright, Boston is not in any risk, so I skipped New York and Boston for a reason. Alright? Going to the hail for today. We have a 15% chance of hail of 1 inch in diameter or larger today, covering the southeastern half of Ohio, northeastern Kentucky, northern Virginia, all West Virginia, pretty much Washington, D.C., the Maryland Panhandle, north central Maryland, and south central and southwestern Pennsylvania. Cities in the 15% hail risk area today includes Columbus, Ohio, Baltimore, Maryland, Washington, D.C., Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and Arlington, Virginia. And we have a 5% chance for hail of 1 inch in diameter or larger today that encompasses East Central Texas, far southeastern corner of Oklahoma, most of Louisiana, most of Arkansas, most of Mississippi, northwestern half of Alabama, northwestern Georgia, southeastern Missouri, far southeastern Illinois, pretty much all of Tennessee, most of Kentucky, southeastern half of Indiana, western and northern Ohio, a little bit of West Virginia, parts of Virginia, a little bit of northwestern North Carolina, southeastern Maryland, all of Delaware, southwestern New Jersey, parts of Pennsylvania, including my area, and a tiny bit of southwestern New York. The 5% hail risk area today includes Houston, Texas, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Indianapolis, Indiana, Austin, Texas, and Memphis, Tennessee. So, in summary, isolated to scattered severe thunderstorms are expected today from the Arklatex and lower Mississippi Valley, northeastward through the Ohio Valley and Mid-Atlantic. So, that's your day 1 severe weather outlook. Stay safe and affected race today, whether you're in the marginal or the slight, because you don't know what the heck they can pull off sometimes. And if day 2 remains general with thunderstorms, then I will not have a day 2 severe weather outlook today, because I only do severe weather outlooks for marginal with your higher. So if it's general with thunderstorms, then there's no sense in doing a day 2 outlook. But if day 2 does get upgraded to a marginal, then I will have a day 2. If day 2 gets upgraded to a marginal, then I will have a day 2. Otherwise, I won't. So, stay safe today, and I will see you when I see you. Take care.